I've been asked many a times how to build trust. First, let us understand what actually is trust. When we say, I trust you, or when we say, I believe in you, what is the basic difference between the two? That reminds me of an incident, I'll not say incident, of an anecdote, which actually touched me because that clearly shows what's the difference between trust and belief. There was a guy who was very famous for crossing the Niagara Falls. You know the Niagara Falls, they're very deep falls, over a rope. In India, what we call nut, with a stick in his hand. I'll not say stick, it's a pole. And he used to do it. And he became very famous, so one of the journalists wanted to interview him. So he went there and he said, Sir, I have heard that you crossed the Niagara Falls like the back of your hand. You know it so well. He said, yes, because I've been doing it since I was 3. My dad taught me this. She said, is that so? He said, yes, let me show you. And this guy, there is already a rope set. And this guy, coolly walks towards the other end and comes back. And the journalist is amazed. He said, wow, you do it so, you're at ease to do it. He said, this is nothing. I can actually carry a person on a wheelbarrow across the rope. You know that wheelbarrow has got a single wheel. And the journalist says, no, that's talking too much. He said, no, I can do it. Let me show you. And he calls his son. His son comes. He's just, enjoying his lollipop. The son sits on the wheelbarrow. The son sits. And this guy takes his son across the rope and comes back. And this journalist is actually surprised. He says, wow. And then this guy says, now do you believe that I can take anybody across the rope? He said, yes, now I believe. He said, no, you don't believe it. He said, no, I have seen it. I have seen it. I believe it. He said, no, you don't. He said, no, why? Because I've seen it with my own eyes. He said, do you really believe I can do this? He said, yes. He said, then why don't you sit in the wheelbarrow? And he suddenly thinks, that's the difference between trust and belief. Trust is always blind. Belief is never blind. For belief, we need logics. For belief, we need to seed ourselves. And then we say that we believe. And that's why beliefs can be shaken. Trust is blind. You got to have no reasons to trust. The child, the son, trusted his father blindly. But the journalist didn't trust. He believed. So that's a thin hairline difference between belief and trust. So when we say, how do I build trust? The first thing first, there's no logic. There's no logic behind trusting. Trust comes from within. Beliefs follow logics. And that is why when we say, okay, you can attract anything in your life, your dreams are a possibility, it seems like we're talking about miracles. And suddenly we feel that no, miracles don't happen to me. Miracles might happen to that person. He's lucky. He's dedicated. He's intelligent. He doesn't know my problems. You don't know my brother. You don't know my wife. You don't know my husband. You don't know the company I'm working with. You don't know my physical health. You don't know my conditions. You don't know my emotional health. I'm into all these problems in my life, these challenges in my life. And you say, I can actually change my Life, I dream and it happens. I believe it happens. But when you say, sit into this wheelbarrow, there's an hesitation. So let's understand, why is this hesitation? First of all, let us understand what is a miracle. The definition of miracle is something which cannot be logically defined. Few years, I'll say hundreds, maybe 200 years ago, flying was a miracle. If somebody said that you could fly, it was a miracle, because at that time it was not logically defined. Because human bodies or anything which is metallic and which is tough and strong, the gravity will pull it down. So it can never fly. But Wright brothers proved it wrong. There is, in 1954, before 1954, a 4-minute mile was a miracle, because logic said, scientists and doctors said that if you try to run a mile under 4 minutes, your blood pressure and your heartbeat will rise to such an extent that you are bound to die. So Roger Bannister, who's a doctor himself, said, I'll try it. And he did it in 3 minutes, under 4 minutes, which is 3 minutes, 53 seconds, 53.17 seconds. And after that, it has become a target for any wannabe sprinter or runner. There are now almost 1,400 people who have broken this under 4-minute mile record. And even Roger Bannister's record couldn't last more than 46 days. So what's my point? The point is, there is nothing called miracle. Life itself is a miracle. It's because we cannot understand it logically, we say that miracles do happen. Let's understand this universe for a minute. We as human beings, we feel, okay, we have a 5-foot body, we weigh say 60, 80 kgs, or maybe some people weigh 100 kgs. Let's compare ourselves to our city. The moment when you are in flight, many a times when I'm in flight and I look down and I want to see, okay, the houses, I'm actually not able to see the houses. Yeah, I can see the farms, and the farms look so small, even smaller than my room. And I feel that what are we fighting for? Are we fighting for a piece of land which is a speck? When you're flying at, say, 10,000 or 20,000 feet altitude, you rise a little above, you go to space, even your state is a speck. You go beyond that, your country is a speck. You go more beyond, you go to Mars, even Earth looks like a speck. Expand your horizon and you will find the sun a speck. Expand your horizon, you'll find the Milky Way galaxy a speck. Then you expand your horizon and then you'll find that most of these star and celestial bodies are just specks in the sky. It is said that there are 100 billion stars in the universe, 100 billion stars, and each star has got its own system. And in this 100 billion stars galaxy, that's an estimate. That's not the correct picture. Today, even scientists say that there are multiverses. There are multiple universes. So forget about multiple universes. Human being as an existence is not even a speck in this whole universe. But if you take a human being, his problems is his whole universe. What's the point I'm trying to tell you? The point which I'm trying to tell you is there are 100 billion stars. They have been revolving, rotating at gigantic speeds. Everything is so well balanced. Everything is perfect. Why? Because there is somebody who's managing all this. Not you and me. Somebody who's managing all this show and has been managing this show since ages. Do you know how much energy is required to rotate Earth? Just one rotation. The amount of energy required to rotate just one rotation of Earth is sufficient enough to light the whole Earth population for years. Somebody is managing so huge amount of energy. Somebody is managing such big show in this whole universe. If you take out your problem, your brother, your mother, your father, your city, your society, your spouse, your children, your finances, what is it a big challenge for anyone? For someone who's managing such a huge show? No. The challenge here is we as human beings think they are the Karta. We do it. So obviously, if I say I do it and I have to run this whole show, if I have to rotate the Earth, one rotation, I have to give one rotation to Earth, I'll say, oh my God, it's impossible. It will take so much amount of energy, so much money. This is practically impossible for me. Yes, it's practically impossible for me. It's practically impossible for anyone who's any human being, but it is just matter of fact for the universe. Like it was a matter of fact for the person to cross the Niagara Falls. But for me, crossing the Niagara Falls is, my God, I can't. Are you trying to get what I am trying to tell you? That miracles are a given. Everyday miracles happen. You sow a seed inside the soil, the seed becomes a tree, and then the tree actually gives so many fruits. It is said that even a fool can tell how many seeds there are in an apple. But only a genius can guesstimate how many fruits are there in a seed. We don't know whether the apple which we are eating today is coming from a seed which was planted 10,000 years ago. Are you getting my point? See, the moment we shift the focus from Karta to just an experiential being. We are all experiential beings. We are not the Kartas. Universe has provided us with abundance. And universe wants us to experience the abundance. And he says, don't worry. I am running the show. You are not running the show. You just experience what I am giving you. Try to do something better with it. Have a good experience and then come back home. That's the whole purpose of life. And universe said that all the while I'll give you some companions. Those are all companions who are also experiencing their own life. Help them build their dream and get satisfaction or whatever you want. But don't get attached, because the son, the daughter, the father, the mother, the brother, they are all just fellow travelers. I have given you to support you, and you have to support them. So it's a support system which I have built. Don't make it your handicap. Don't make the situations your handicap. Don't make them crutches. So the point which I'm trying to drive is, whatever challenges which you are telling today are all the challenges of our mind belief system. We put in those challenges. So friends, trust that there is someone who's going to look after you, who's going to look after your dreams. Just blindly trust, because as the story goes, that there was a child who went with his mother to a shop, and the shopkeeper, seeing this cute child, said, "Son, why don't you take some of the toffees from the jar?" But the son refused. The shopkeeper kept on insisting, but he kept on refusing. Then the shopkeeper actually put his own hands and gave some toffees to the child, and the child took it very gracefully. While returning back, the mom said, "Why did you take the chocolates when you first refused? It's not good manners." And the son said, "Mom, I wanted to take the chocolate the first insistence of the shopkeeper. But then I thought that I have very small hands. So if I will take only few chocolates. But when he gives, he will give with his big hands. So he will give me more. So though I wanted the chocolates very much, I kept on sending intentions and left it to God to give it to me." The child knew the basic law of attraction. The mom forgot, because the mom thought she was the provider for the son. But the son believed that the universe is the provider. So, when you say that you are the Karta, it's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to look after my parents. It's my responsibility to look after my children. It's my responsibility to do this. My responsibility to do this. The moment you said my responsibility, we are thinking from a very myopic view. When we say I am the source, I am the conduit, then the source becomes the universe. For example, I feel that I should give back to the society, so I conduct workshops, I conduct so many seminars, I write books. So if I say that I have to change this universe, or I have to change this earth, I have to change the thinking of the people, then it is a limited myopic view. So I consider myself a conduit. I am a conduit. The universe will do it through me. I am ready to become a conduit. And the moment you are ready to become a conduit, whatever flows through you can be water, can be milk, can be oil, can be gold. It's the universe to decide. So believe and trust in the universal power and manifest your dreams. All you need to tell the universe is what you want. Visualize it. I know you will have challenges. Write down the challenges. The moment you write down the challenges, you have actually accepted the challenges. Many of the people are not able to manifest because they are not accepting the challenges. So friends, in my next audio video, I will share with you how to overcome these challenges, because I understand there is still a gap between belief and trust. So if I can blindly trust, go ahead and start manifesting. If you cannot, in my next audio, I'll share how to overcome the challenges. I'll not say overcome the challenges, how to face the challenges. Have a great day. Thank you so much.